Before I get started, here is some backstory. It's said that in the 1950s the Cooper family bought an old house. Unaware to them at the time, this was supposedly haunted by the spirit of a maid who was violently murdered, then for the body to be articulated to appear like a suicide by hanging. Nonetheless, this soon became their new home. Proud to have achieved the American dream, they decided to have a family portrait taken in the dining room by a table. It was later when they decided to have the photo developed that it was revealed to their horror that an apparition can be seen falling lifelessly from the ceiling directly in the shot, almost timed perfectly to capture a spirit reliving past events, as if intentionally by the spirit for the camera. This only deepens the mystery as the body is said to be falling directly from the room where the murder took place, like the spirit was falling to the depths of hell, further solidifying that the house is in fact haunted. Or so, that's what's said. I've done lots of digging and searching around to finally debunk the truth about this chilling photo once and for all. This gained much attention within the last 2 years on the internet and in ghost forums, where that it's almost doubtless to be listed in a top 10 most scary unexplained ghost photos video. First, I debunked some of the popular theories. The first being that the photo was hoaxed from the time of production in the 1950s, where that the family/photographer later edited the photo. The first point being, why has the photo been taken with all that space on the left? Why wouldn't they center the photo on the family? Especially as photos at the time would have cost lots of money to have done in this way. Second, why is the top of the body cropping out the middle candle? If it were real, then how comes only the top part of the candle is obstructed but no other parts of the candles are? Not only that, the candles are not even producing shadows, even though the sticks all produce shadows. This evidence strongly suggests double exposure has taken place to create the photo, as the technology for this existed for a very long time. It wasn't uncommon even back then to have photos edited to appear like something else was in the shot. This all proves that this was a 1950s hoax by double exposure and photography work, right? Well, that doesn't explain how that the aspect ratios of the body don't make any sense. If you look closely at the top of the body, which is cropping off the middle candle, this suggests that the body is in front of the candle in order to create that illusion. But if you look closely to the shadows that the arms produce, especially towards the top, the shadows are suggesting that the body is very close to the wall, being behind the candles in fact, unlike what the top of the head is suggesting. Also, the arm on the left side is producing a shadow that goes completely behind the candle. This effect would be almost impossible to have achieved with double exposure technology from the 1950s. But that doesn't explain why the photo is blatantly given so much unnecessary space, where the body can easily be added in, right? After looking more deeply into this photo, you can see that the candles and table are set out extremely neatly, facing directly towards the camera, meaning that they are intentionally added into the photo in order to make the picture look better. This turns out to be a common practice of making photos of the era appear fancier. And I don't know, but to me it just doesn't look or feel like the family is intentionally hoaxing the photo. I'm not sure about you, but it just doesn't seem like that this is what they're doing to me. So this debunks that theory and adds to the legitimacy of the photo being truly unexplainable, capturing a real ghost. Well, sort of. After doing some analysis of the photo, here is what I found. If you look closely and turn up the brightness and contrast on the actual body, you can start to make out more of a figure than not. Here, if you switch the image upside down, you can clearly see that gravity is acting normally on the body. If you see here, gravity is acting normally on the clothes, with them fitting closely to the body rather than hanging down like someone in freefall would show. Moving to the chest area, you can make out what appears very likely to be a necklace. Again, it is not in freestanding and is abiding to the contours of the body, acting as it would under a normal gravitational environment on a standing person. These all show that gravity is acting as if it would on a normal person standing, not a body in freefall. This furthers my ideas that this is a double exposure trick. Just because I proved this photo wasn't a hoax from the 1950s doesn't mean it couldn't have been photoshopped at a far later date. Like I said, this photo has only really surfaced for the last 2 years, and if this was such a shocking photo from the time, then why wouldn't any tabloid have picked up on it back in the day? After further examination of the photo facing up, I first thought that this could be a person standing. I then thought about how that dancers often do this pose, especially in ballet. After noticing how articulated the hands are, then doing some research in comparison, I was amazed at how much this matched up with a ballet dancer pose. As you can see from this comparison, this is pretty close. Considering that I have used a completely different photo from the original. At this point, I had a very probable and reasonable explanation, but by no means had I solved this, and at this I still wasn't happy, so I decided to keep on digging to finally finish this. Knowing that this was likely photoshopped within the last 2 years, I decided to reverse image search the picture on the internet. The earliest appearance of this that I could find was way back in 2009, on the 11th of the 14th, 09, posted by the forum user Sam, cited Thomas Ligeti forum online 11th, 14th, 09. Here it was posted with the title Family Gathering Art. The user also posted other horror of art pictures around that time. I was now certain that I'd found the original photoshopper, so I decided to contact him about the post and end this once and for all. Here's the reply I received. Quote, "Hi, yes it is me. I'll go out on a limb and assume you're referring to the photo known as the Cooper Falling Body Family Photo. I found that picture on a post creepy pictures thread on something called Fall between 2006 and 9. I didn't make it and I don't really know anything else about it. Sorry. In fact, that goes for almost all the photos in that album, just stuff I've collected from around the web over the years. The last picture of the weird puppets is mine, photographed at the house on the rock in 2006 or so, but that's it." Well, that wasn't the response I expected to get. So I hadn't tracked down the original image creator like I thought I had. Heck, this raised the question of was it even photoshopped at all? Meaning I was back to exactly where I started. Thinking that this could be a truly unexplainable photo that may never get solved, I was determined not to give up. I later discovered that one of the 2 boys in the photo came forward to give his explanation to what was going on. According to forum user Robert C., quote, "When my older brother sent me the link to this, I was floored. We are the two boys in the picture. Well, we were back in 1959. I have many pictures like this one, but not this one. My mother had a habit of throwing away pictures that she didn't like. Eventually, the one she kept were passed along to me. What annoys me is that somebody got a hold of a family photograph. This story is almost entirely fiction. Our last name is Copper, not Cooper. Does anyone know who did this?" Unquote. Cited metadata.org, May 20th, 2015. He later went on to provide pictures to prove that this was in fact him in the photo. So, quote, "This story is almost entirely fiction," unquote. So this is indeed a hoax. Thanks for watching, guys. I really enjoyed making this video. I'm really happy to have been able to finally find out what really was the explanation to this photo and for it to finally be put to bed. I'm proud of the journey I went on to find this and the fact that my original theory was indeed right. If you like the video, then please share it, like, and post a comment of anything else you want to see me try and debunk in the future. I'll definitely make sure I get round to it. Thanks guys. See ya.